everyone, welcome to another episode of Let's Connect Now. Today, I'm really excited because we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary episode. The last one, I'm sure a lot of you saw it because we had some really good views on it, and I was really happy. So thank you everyone for all of your support. And as we continue to move on, today I have a very special guest. And you know what I always say? I always say every guest is special to me because, today I'm not wearing my love shirt, but there's always a
I
lot of
see
love
love
that I
necklace.
express. Yeah. You do?
Yeah,
Oh.
there's love and sorry. It
Oh,
says
it's right here.
it's believe, but it's
Yeah,
love and
yeah,
faith.
that's kind of
Got
love.
it.
Yeah. So today I have Sweeney Mae with me. She is the mall director, the marketing director.
Well, the technical title is marketing and business development manager.
Oh, okay. See, she said it better. um, well, welcome
Thank
to
you.
our show. Let's connect now. I know this has been overdue because um, we've. We've been doing a lot of things that, in the community. We've been partnering on a lot of things, and I know you're a very busy lady. You've been doing a lot of things, and I also saw and read on your bio that you also have a podcast,
Yes.
right? So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, we'll start there. Okay. Well, my podcast is more about based on my culture. I'm Filipino American, born and raised in the Philippines. I moved here when I was 16, and the great thing about our podcast is that there's a total of five of us. We're not always all five present, but all five of us were born and raised in the same region in the Philippines, and we went to school together since elementary. So we've been friends since elementary, and so during COVID, just probably like most people, we jumped on the podcast bandwagon. And so we started a podcast, and we're on our third season now.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. I also read on your bio that you are a first generation Filipina. So
Yes.
what does that mean exactly?
First generation Filipina just means that I was born and raised in the Philippines. So if you're second generation, you were born and raised here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Oh, so are we married? Do we have any children?
Oh, hopefully one day. But recently got into a relationship with a healthy one. So, so
Those are
thumbs
always
up from
good.
you.
Those are always good.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I hope everything's going well. I'm sure it
Yes.
is. I don't know. You just seem like a very bubbly, very fun person. I watch your videos on social media, and you're just so full of life. Is what motivates you? Like when you do like your videos in fashion, when you're doing like you're promoting something. I mean, I just love the energy that you promote.
The energy, I think it's just understanding marketing, right? Like I can't be in front of people in marketing and not have the energy or AKA be boring. So I think well, back to my Filipino roots, the school that I attended was actually really focused on stage and entertainment and performances. So I think as a young person, I've been used to being in front of people, being on stage. So being being the center of attention or being on stage is not an issue with me. So that really comes in handy in my field of work, which is marketing. Because I host a lot of events, I have to MC some of our events, be on stage, introduce people. And so I think what motivates me is knowing that my energy will resonate with other people and I can set the tone with that energy in the room. So I go on stage, I'm happy, hopefully that brings a smile in people. Just like when you smile at me, I'll smile back. If I go on stage and I'm not in the mood, then it's not the vibe that I want people to have.
Yeah, and I mean, and that happens every now and then, I think, to all of us. But one of the things that really, like, I don't know, when I look at your videos and I see is that you're not afraid to just go for it. Like, you just look like, whether it's fashion, I seen in fashion, I seen you in many different outfits. And not just that, everyone, she also likes to box. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think that I don't know. It was actually okay. So my friend, oh no. Let me see. How did I get into boxing? Yeah, she's challenging my memory. Well, the shopping center that I used to be a marketing director at, we used to. Well, I still do it, but we do Zumba every week. I built that community of people that want to work out for free. So oftentimes we would do fitness demo, and I would invite different other practices like boxing or whatever's new in the community, right? And so for some reason, someone reached out to me that they're opening Mayweather boxing, and I was like, well, that's cool. So they came and they came to be a vendor at my event. That's how I got to know the people, and then I got to know the owner. Is shout out to Taylor. She's business woman owned. She's black, she's women, and she actually works for the FBI. Like, she's really dope, right? So then I got to know her, and I supported her business and came to a free class. The one free class became two, became three, and then I became a member. And I met a boxing coach that I really love. So I've been hooked for 3 years.
Wow, because she really does look like a boxer. She has the braids. She's doing all the
Sometimes.
workouts. She's doing, that little dance that boxers do. You actually look like you're ready to kick someone's butt. And it's like, oh my gosh, she looks tough, like intimidating. I mean, it's really cool because I see your workouts. You have a couple of videos that you posted.
Yeah.
And you're working out and, you're doing all this. And you know what?
You do too.
I admire people that are rounded.
Yeah.
You have your fashion when you're modeling. As a matter of fact, I mean those shirts that you promoted.
The
oh
selfie
my
shirts,
God,
yeah.
I just was like, oh my God, I need to get one because they're so
Yeah.
cute, and you're just not embarrassed, and I admire you for that because nowadays a lot of people still have to have this certain profile
Yeah.
in order to feel like they can model certain things, but
You know
you're not
what?
afraid. You're just like, this is the way I am, and I don't care.
You know what? I'm going to tell you a really good story of how I became that way. I mean, in my group of friends that I'm comfortable with, I am Miss Personality, and many of us are, not just me. So a lot of my friends have really big personalities. But at work, I used to think that you have to be prim and proper. You have to have when you sit at the table with all the other decision makers, that you have to be boring. But so my pivotal my pivotal moment happened in the city of Carson when I used to be a marketing director at that shopping center. I became involved in the Rotary Club and all these clubs, and I met this lady. She was the executive director of the YMCA at the time. Shout out to Audrey. I haven't seen you in a while, but anyway, she's this 6-foot woman, blonde, and she invited me to a YMCA gala dinner at the it was Home Depot Center then, I think, and now it's like Dignity Health Sports Center. And so she invited me to the gala, and everyone in the gala were like the big sponsors, like the big donors, the politicians, the CEOs of the big companies in the area that donate to YMCA. And the next thing you know, the DJ scratches, the music, and next thing you know, he plays YMCA, dun 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 dun,
Yeah.
YMCA, and she worked the entire room dancing like a fool and was like, and she's 6 foot tall. She's like, wow, I'm here. So at that was one of the pivotal moments where I realized, dude, you could be an executive director and, work with all these executives and work with donors and politicians and still just be yourself. That's amazing. And then I realized people like her. And I realized that when you're playful, that people will be playful back. So when I became a president of the Carson Gardena Dominguez Hills Rotary Club, I thought, and this was after that pivotal moment, instead of going to the meetings and making it like pounding the gavel and all that stuff, I played games. I played games before we start the meeting, and all these people that are coming to the meeting during their lunchtime. They get all competitive and they play and they have fun and they can I say talk shit? Can
Yeah.
they talk shit
Yeah.
and like so I feel like if you bring the energy, you will get it back. And so I think just in my career and everything, I realized that I can be myself.
Yeah.
I
Oh, you
can be
definitely
playful.
are. That is for sure. And and that's one of the things about myself. I have up until this year, maybe a little bit of last year too. JR is someone who can attest to this. I was very cut and dry. I was just like very focused on just business, very serious, very like, even with Christianity, I was just very serious, and everybody would start playing around, and it felt strange to me.
Yeah.
And at home, I could be as playful as heck. I can wake up singing a song that I don't know where it came from, and I'm just like singing it. You can ask my husband. And I just kept thinking, why do I have to be two different personalities?
No, yeah. I
You know?
think when that moment comes, that epiphany comes, that you can actually marry the two personalities together, I think it's like, I think you get to enjoy more what you do.
Yeah, and that's what's been happening, ever since too when we started this. I was still kind of trying to come out of my shell because COVID, did affect us a lot,
Yeah.
as far as, a lot of things. But to this day, like now, I feel so comfortable in my own skin now.
I love
Like
that.
I love the way I think now. I look forward to having a great time with people, and I've noticed that more people are now following us than ever before. Why? Because now I'm able to be me and just accept me. And to me, it was one of those moments where, like, why don't you just have grace on yourself, and just go for it.
Yeah. And this is actually a teachable moment because
Yeah.
if we're talking about businesses and brands too, which, Greater West, the
Greater West
Greater
Covina.
West Covina Business Association, and I'm sure you have a lot of business owners listening. I think that you might notice too, let's say on your social media feed, you post your products, you post, your logo, you post business. The moment you post something personal, you get more views, you get more likes. Because you know what? You do have to bring personality into your brand. And when so a lot of times, because I have a lot of friends that are business owners, what I see is that they have two separate, like they have their business posts, and oftentimes they'll do something like a family picture or an update of what's going on in their life, but you'll see two different things, right? But I think when they finally find how to marry both, like you can have personality for your brand. Like what is your brand personality when you're posting? And that should really reflect through how you caption things. If you take a look at Wendy's and McDonald's, when they start having battles at each other, like those are not accidental. They thought of that personality that yes, we're gonna be savages, but like still very
Unique.
not political, but still professional at some point. But like the people that run their social media, they're comedians, and they do that on purpose, because that's why they're funny. They have funny, they're witty, they come back with stuff. So when you're posting on your social media, for example, like even if you're just talking about anything at all, like if you are a funny person, be funny with your post. Don't be afraid to show that personality.
Yeah, no. But I think by nature, the Filipino community, because I have a lot of Filipino friends, Bar is one of our really good friends, JR's friend, my friend. This man is just like, every time I see him, no matter how long we wait to see him, right? It's like so much love. There's just so much love towards this individual because he is so professional, correct? And yet he is funny and he is fun. When I worked at the chamber, quick story, there was a business like across the street right off of Vincent that was a Filipino restaurant. And every Friday, I think they did theme nights, disco. It was just different themes. They would get so dicked out on their costumes when they did karaoke. I used to have
Filipinos and karaoke. Go
I
figure.
used to have so much fun seeing the ladies, and some of them were a little bit older, but they were so much fun, and they
Yeah.
looked like they were happy people. And I used to think, wow, how do I become that? How come I'm so embarrassed? And oh my God. And now I think back, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's
No.
nothing wrong with
And
it.
just like how you sit back and watch the people that are being themselves, and you are thinking, wow, I wish I could be like that. If ever whoever is listening out there that is in that position, just think about one day when you finally come out of your shell, someone else sitting back will say that to you, like, I wish I could be like that.
Yeah, and I think I whenever I look at your social media and I see your videos, and then not just that, I've seen the events that you put together, like the fashion show, Cosmicon. Oh my God, you have blown me away. You have blown me
Thank you.
away. And then you started, or you guys started the whole breakfast. The doers
Yeah,
and
the
dream
Dreamers and
and
Doers
yeah,
breakfast.
that's so fabulous because you see the different personalities there. And how ever since then, like I seen these girls, like they're just like they're, because there was different personalities there, right? Some were shy, some were, they do their social media feed on on different things. And I still see them and I think, wow, she doesn't look like the person that I met. They really, they
Turn
really,
up the heat on social
yeah,
media.
they do. You know what? Yes, they do. Yes,
Yeah.
they do, and I love it. I really do. But again, it just depends on the person. I mean, I give myself a lot of credit for, for now, just being myself and not caring
Good
really
job.
what anybody says,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, we're the ones that that have to live with what we post, that have to just own up to it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I agree. And that's another thing too that I had to struggle with in the past is like I love to dance. In high school, I was a dance captain. In college, I had my
I
own
can see
dance
that.
crew, and I love to dance. But dancing was not going to be my career because I wasn't professionally trained. But I have a gift to that I can watch a dance as long as it's not too complicated and technical, and I can pick up very quickly. And so when I started working in corporate America, I'm like, how can I keep dancing? So I would go to dance studio and still do that. But finally, when we started having Zumba classes at one of the centers, the YMCA near that center would send us an instructor, but I always feared, what if that instructor cancels? What I'm gonna do with these 50 people that show up, you know? So I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna get certified, and then if they don't show up, at least I'm there, and then let's just see what happens. Because with Zumba, if you guys are familiar, you don't freestyle it. You have a
Mm-mm.
routine for each song. So anyway, so I became a Zumba instructor, and that has been like really fun to keep up. It has been the reason for me to keep on
So
dancing.
you don't think it's died? Because I know there was a trend, a few years actually before COVID. It was still trending that everybody wanted to Zumba, including my mom. She even had the little skirt and
Yeah,
everything, and
I was teaching
right,
Zumba in my living room,
yeah,
virtual Zumba.
right. And so, is it still something that that is actually ongoing? It hasn't died. You feel like it's
Listen,
still?
I teach Zumba every Saturday, and there's still about 80 to 100 people that show up in
Oh
the
my
parking lot.
God.
So it's not, I think dancing is one of the happiest workouts, because you're dancing, you're laughing, that you're releasing endorphins, and you don't even realize you're dancing. I know you're a runner. I would rather dance for 5 hours than run for an hour. I'm just
No,
saying.
I agree with you now. Oh, I definitely do because I love dancing too, and I might not have a lot of rhythm, but I try. But not only do you have a great personality, you're not afraid to try new things, but in the midst of all that, you promote different businesses. I
Yeah.
just saw today, a photographer that does like photography, and you guys
Yeah.
did this video, and I'm like, wow, and I started thinking about us because sometimes I
And
want to
that's
include
actually a
like
Latino
dancing.
owned business that we were
Really,
promoting. Yeah.
it's so awesome. I was like, I even started following them because I saw their whole page and see, and that's exactly what you're doing is what everybody needs to be doing.
Yeah.
Because that's how you help other businesses
Yeah.
grow and get noticed, right?
Yeah. And I think this part of it is being a part of so many chambers, like, like networking with you guys. I've met so many people locally. It's been helping, because I'm new to the West
Yeah.
Covina community. In my old community, I was there for 11 years, so I know who to call at any time. But in there, there's a couple chambers I was a part of. So, like, just networking through my career, I've met so many people, and when they find out I do marketing is always the number one thing people need help on,
Oh, yeah.
unless they are in marketing.
All the time.
But when you're in business, you're busy with your day to day, like your inventory, your operations. That when it comes to social media, a lot of times they're like, I don't know how to do social media. I don't. So a lot of times I end up helping friends that have businesses, and then I think to a point where I think during COVID I was running workshops online on how, because everyone during COVID needed to learn how to do social media because their stores were closed. How can we get online orders? How can get all this stuff? So all the businesses that put social media aside because they don't have time for it, they don't have the brain capacity to figure it out. They all needed that help at that moment.
Yeah, and some are really missing out of the kind of the kind of following that they can have because they have great food, great products, great things, but they don't have the time to invest into it.
But you know what? Sometimes, just as a beginner's tip, a lot of times businesses think that they have to create content, which you should. It's great if you have the budget and everything, but if you don't have the time, you don't have the staff or whatever, what I try to tell them is just document what you're doing. If you're preparing food, that's content. It doesn't have to be packaged into something like this podcast, right? Like, of course, Monica
Yeah.
and JR they have resources, but if you don't, just document what you're doing on a daily basis.
Right? Yeah, that works. My next question, but don't answer because we're gonna go on a little break, and then when we come back, I know you're gonna answer, and it's gonna be a fabulous answer. So my next question was gonna be, what do you love most about this mall?
Okay.
So don't answer yet, but when we come back, she's gonna give us the whole lowdown on Plaza West Covina. Hey everybody, this is Monica with the Greater West Covina Business Association, and let's connect now.
And I'm Sweeney, marketing manager here at Plaza West Covina.
So what's happening on December 8th that we're so excited about?
Well, one of the things that we are really excited about is the multi-chamber holiday mixer. This is actually the second multi-chamber event that we've done, and we hope to grow it more. So if you guys are part of any chambers or not, or if you want to be a part of any chamber at all, and you're a business owner, please attend our holiday mixer happening December 8th from 6:30 to, well, whenever you want to leave.
This is actually open to anybody who is a business owner, a member of the Greater West Covina, an influencer out in the community, a new business who's looking to network and find, and just meet other people. Join us on December 8th. They have a great room here at the Plaza. It is called Plaza Place. Tell us a little bit about Plaza Place.
So the Plaza Place is actually a community room found here at Plaza West Covina. It is open for people to rent. It hasn't been publicized yet, so if you come, you'll be one of the first people to see this room if you haven't seen it. I think the maximum capacity is about 75, so you can use it for meeting rooms or for events. I've heard there's been weddings in the past or something. Workshops, anything like that. And it's affordable. It could change, but right now it's 75 an hour, so that's not expensive at all.
Yeah, I know.
And so at the holiday mixer, we're going to also be talking about social media. And so if that's something that's like your weak point or your pain points, hopefully you guys come and we'll share. Myself and Vanessa, who are the marketing team here at Plaza West Covina, will share what we've learned and what we think you should prepare for in 2023 when it comes to social media.
And don't forget, ugly sweater contest. Oh my God. I just read today that Jared was right when he said itchy, because the flyer does say, what does it say? It says
Itchiest, fluffiest, something.
Yeah, the fluffiest, the ugliest, and the itchiest sweater. So don't forget, get creative with your sweaters, because they are going to be giving out some gift cards for the best,
Prizes.
most ugliest. I don't know about itchy, because I'm not trying on to see if your sweater really is itchy, but
Yeah.
I don't know, they'll figure it out. But we look forward to seeing you guys for sure.
And RSVP is required. It is
Yes.
$10.
Yes,
So very
$10.
small price to pay. There will be food and refreshments, so you won't be hungry or thirsty, I'm sure. But yeah, join us. We want to meet you. We want to meet as many business owners in the community, and we'll see you there.
Yes, we look forward to seeing you guys there. Don't forget RSVP, but all the information is at Plaza West Covina on Instagram and Greater West Covina on Instagram. Hey everyone, we're back. So before we left for a short break, I asked Sweeney, what do you love the most about working here at this mall?
That question.
And be honest. Remember.
I mean, I don't know what I would like. I love the lights. No, I'm just kidding. One thing for sure is, and before I answer that, the shopping center I was at before this, because I've only worked at 2 shopping centers. Over there, I was in that shopping center for 11 years. And that did not have half as many national brands that are here. Okay. So number one thing that really caught my eye that made me say yes to this job is that I looked it up, and I love that there's national brands here, because I always had so much ideas, and I always have so many ideas, and then I feel like where I was at, I was limited because it was more of a community mall. Versus a regional mall, which is what Plaza West Covina is. So that my favorite thing is the fact that we do have some great stores at Plaza West Covina, because that helps make my job easier to have some kind of bite and leverage of why people should come here and shop. While over there, it's like, I guess because, there's a movie theater. Like, it's not a lot of things. I mean, there is a movie theater, but there's not a lot of different stores. So that's one thing I really like about this mall, is that it does have great stores.
So do you feel like you coming here was an upgrade from where you were at before?
Definitely. And I mean, that's what we should do with our career, right? It's always a moving on up.
And so when you say national stores, I mean, I still don't know what that means. So can you tell us what you mean by that, or
Yeah.
national brands?
National brands would be like your Macy's, your Express, your Bath and Body Works, your Victoria's Secret, what else? Foot Lockers, and all the stores that are not just mom and pops.
Okay.
Basically, the other shopping center I was at, when I'm telling you, girl, 10 years ago when I started, that was a declining mall. It was more like an indoor swap meet,
Oh.
but
There's
through
nothing
time,
wrong with swap meets, I
there
grew
is
up going to swap
nothing.
meets.
There's nothing wrong with swap meets, but it wasn't meant to be a swap meet. That's the thing. And then so when I started there, 12, 13 years ago, you could roll a bowling ball from one end to the other and not hit anyone.
Oh my
And that's how
gosh.
sad it was. It was dark, but through all the events that we did, the programming, giving more life to that center, then the leasing department was able to leverage that and get more national brands in that center. So I mean, that's part of what the marketing team does for a shopping center.
And so how are you liking the community? I know you're part of Kiwanis, am I right?
I'm technically part of the Rotary Club.
Rotary.
And shout out to Vanessa. We are a team duo. She's part of the Kiwanis. So we try
Okay.
to
So you
divide
guys
and
kind
conquer.
of broke it down. Okay, and how are you liking that?
Being a part of the community is one of the basic things that I do every time I go into a new market, because when you go into a new market, you don't know anyone, right? So the best place to start are service clubs, because they're usually made of members that know everyone in the community. And that has been my experience even at my other shopping center. I go in a service club and become a member. But of course, you invest, because all service clubs raise money. And you tell them what it is that you're looking for in this club. And I'm upfront and say, I need connections. I'm new to this community. I need connections to and they've been very helpful. Shout out to Drexler.
Drexel Smith.
I said Drexler.
Yeah.
Sorry, Drexel.
He's not. He's probably not watching this, but I've known Drexel for many years since I worked
Yeah.
at the Chamber of Commerce here in West Covina. So I kind of have gotten to know them, their personalities and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's good. I mean, I love the fact that that you've gotten to know a lot of people. I know Brad Manning is, Kiwanian, and he's so involved, and he just praises everybody who supports him,
Yeah.
because he loves to be active. He loves meeting
Mr.
people.
Citizen of the Year.
Oh my God, no lie. He totally deserved it, like no one I know, because he's very involved. And we've lost some events here in West Covina that you guys were a part of, like the Pumpkin Run, which was just such a fabulous 5K here at the Senior Center. I know we've had others, including ours, and we were building before COVID. We were building on these events, and it's okay. Like I told JR, it's okay to not to come back to the old and
Yes.
start new, right? I mean, don't you
If
think?
you had to, I think what COVID did, many things. Number one, made more people be more comfortable online, especially the Zoom meetings and all that. The Zoom meetings are a
I hate them.
lifesaver. It's a lifesaver for me even for now, because I'm involved in so many things. I don't want to drive to LA. I don't want to drive.
I can see
Put
that.
me in a Zoom meeting. And they want to. Some of these chambers, they meet after 7 because everyone works. I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere from 7 to 10. Those meetings last forever. So it's like, I love the Zoom meetings. I'd be in my pajamas at home and I'm productive.
That's what we're not supposed to do, but okay.
Nah, I'm in there.
Yeah, I know. My husband works remotely too, and then I asked him. I said, "Are you gonna wear that to your meetings?" He's like, "Oh, you think this is bad? You see what other people wear." And I'm
Well,
like,
if it's like the after work volunteer type of thing, I do not put pressure on myself to be booted and suited. Okay, like everyone's giving away their services or
Yeah.
their whatever for free to be involved. You're gonna be okay with my onesie in this meeting.
Aw, that's probably looks really cute. But so is there anything in the near future that you see coming here to the Plaza West Covina that's different? Because I already know, like, even though the events have the same name, you've changed them. I mean, you've changed the way, the appearance of the event, the people that you're working with. I've seen more like moms and pops businesses at some of these events, which
Yeah.
is great because I've seen these people at other events, including some of the ones that I've attended with JR. So these people are
Did you go to
familiar
the
to
tree
me.
lighting event?
I didn't, but I watched it because it was
Okay.
live. Yeah, I watched it because it was live.
It was live until we get cut off because of music, and I try to relive.
Yeah, yeah, I know,
But
but
there's
no,
a
but it was
recap.
great.
There's a recap on Instagram.
No, but it was great. I love that event. I always have, and I've noticed that now there's more people than even before.
There
Oh
was
my
probably
God.
almost 2,000 people at our last tree
Yeah.
lighting event. And I want 3,000 next time. And if anyone is listening there that has great resources and you want to sponsor a drone show for this coming one, please contact me because I don't have the budget for it.
Well, you better
but
start
we can promote
describing
you.
what the drone show
A
is.
drone show. Oh my gosh. If you guys, what was it? Last year's NFL, they had a huge like drone show in downtown LA. So it's like made up of 200 to 300 drones, and it's like it lights up this because we can't have fireworks in many cities, right? So a drone show would be almost like a great replacement of what a fireworks would be, right? And also Google is your friend. Google a drone show. But it's, they can do many things in the air, and like it can tell a story in the air or something with
Really?
with just lights. I mean, it doesn't tell the story, but it tells it visually. If you want Santa to be formed up in the air with drone lights, like that will happen.
Oh my
So
God,
look
I've
up
never
drone
seen
show
that.
if you don't know what a drone show is. But they're like $20,000.
So when, so when is that happening?
I don't know yet. I'm looking for a sponsor
So
at this.
that's okay. Hey, we're allowed to promote ourselves and to promote our needs. So no, but your events are great. Your events are great. She has great ideas, everyone.
Yeah.
You
No,
know.
but let me ask you. You've been asking me all these questions. So what event has been like your favorite so far, and why, that we've brought in? Like Vanessa and so I started in April of 2021 and Vanessa started July. So I pretty much started the same time frame if you really ask me. So I want to any events you've seen after we've been able to do events after COVID has been me and Vanessa. So, what event or events has been your favorite?
To be honest with you, I would say I would start off first with movies under the stars.
Yeah, which we don't call that anymore.
Well, what do you call
It's
them?
called Nightflix.
Oh, see, she changed the name. Nightflix.
Not
So-
to be confused with Netflix. It's Nightflix series.
Nightflix here at Plaza West Covina. Everybody, I think with that event, with those movie series, for me is the interaction that you have with the families and the children. Just the interaction alone says a lot, and
Yeah.
it's drawn tons of people here because not only is it free, but it's a whole community comes together.
Yeah, and we do it like thematically. So, for example, we had Encanto. We had like the casita that was like a backdrop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm blown away. And the reason why I know so much more about that is because I have friends that bring their kids here, and
Yeah.
they've told me when they see me, Monica, oh my God, she's like, before it was great too, but. It's like a whole theme thing that I'm looking at, and so I have to give you guys props for that. The second, the next event, it was Cosmicon for sure.
Cosmicon.
The whole what is it called, the walk.
The runway. So
runway.
If you guys
Oh
don't
my
know
God.
what Cosmicon is it's actually a patented or trademark event by Pacific Retail, which is the management company that manages this shopping center. Cosmicon is pretty much a cosmetics convention. Cosmicon, right? Not to be confused with Comic Con, which is comics convention. So it's Cosmicon. It's all about beauty, hair, makeup. It could be about fashion too, but the main thing is that beauty is always defined by you. So this year, Monica got to experience Cosmicon, and it was very diverse. It was actually the first time we did it like this. We partnered with the Diversity Fashion World, and they said we want to bring in fashion show. I was like, look, if you're gonna bring in a fashion show, you can't have clothes that they can buy in the mall because then that's competitors. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So like, no, 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 that's not what we're doing. We're bringing like Indonesian fashion. We're bringing from India. We're bringing fashion from Philippines, from Cambodia, and they did.
Oh my
It was
God.
amazing.
It was amazing, amazing. And then not just that. I mean, I met the girl who organized that because she was at the Doers and Dreamers breakfast, and she had such a great personality. The models were spectacular.
And very diverse.
Yes, extremely diverse. And then your audience, the audience that were sitting at the VIP area, they were also very diverse, right?
Yeah.
And I think overall,
You guys, you didn't know, and not a lot of people knew, but
Okay.
a princess from Cambodia was there.
really,
But she was very low key. She didn't want people to, she didn't want to catch so much attention.
yeah. Oh my God! But just overall, it was a great runway. I really loved it. And then what I also loved is the fact that you reached out to the Greater West Covina myself to see if there was
Business.
a business in the community that was helping, or that because you guys wanted to give back.
Yeah.
So
Or just give a chance to other businesses too, because we have several events during the year where it's okay to have outside businesses, and a lot of times we have to be careful because what we don't want is hurt the businesses of the retailers that are already here in Plaza West Covina. So they always have the businesses here always have the first right to refusal. If we invite them, they say no. Okay, we can invite
no, but
someone else.
I was talking about the YWCA.
Yeah.
It was amazing. They were so happy and so pleased.
We raised like over $4,000 for them.
Wow. To them, that just went a long way because of
Yeah.
what they do and what they represent. So they were just so happy, almost in
You connected
tears.
us.
Yes, when you
Yeah.
called me, I was so happy to refer them because I know that that they do such good for women, and it's just a great organization. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that, and I'm sure they've said thank you to you a lot too. But that was also great. And then my next favorite event. Oh wow, I had three. Wait a
Was
minute,
it
did I already
Hispanic
mention two?
Heritage Month?
What was the other one that I was just gonna mention? Oh my God, I forgot. I don't know why my mind just went blank, but at the end of the day, I think all of you guys' events have been great. Well, it was actually the tree lighting event. It's one of the signature events
Yeah.
for here. I'm sure of that, and it's always been a really great event.
And it's one of the earliest tree lighting too, because we do it the Friday before Thanksgiving. And the reason why we do that, just for anyone that's curious, is because our Santa starts the Friday before Thanksgiving, and so in order to welcome Santa, we want to do a tree lighting and have a Santa arrival. I mean, it's hard to have a Santa arrival when he's already arrived, so we have to do it the day that they start.
And not just that, you bring
Mrs.
Mrs. Claus as
Claus.
well, and,
Yeah.
and they're so original. That's
Yeah.
like the best Santa Claus I've ever seen because
Yeah.
he's just very original and just so friendly. His voice is like Santa.
Yeah,
It's
and I
just
don't
so
care how old you
awesome.
are. I don't care how old I am. I always love Santa.
Yeah, no, and the tree's beautiful, and you could see like all the posts from people, and
Oh
their
yeah,
kids.
and that tree was brand new since last year. So
Oh,
I don't know how
okay.
long I can say brand new, but I want to say for 3 years. So that tree is brand new.
That's still new. Hey,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful tree, and I just think anything that brings the community together, and they get to bring their kids
Yeah.
and really just, the things that you were giving out, those little light things. Last year you guys gave out other stuff, and everything is just, I don't know. I just love it. I think this mall has come a long way. I think you're doing a fantastic job
Thank
here. The relationships that we're building, and not just that, we're grateful as the Greater West Covina because, and also Let's Connect Now because you've included us in a couple of things like for Hispanic Heritage Month, we did our podcast
Yeah.
right here in the middle, and that was fun. It was new for us. And
and there's
then
more of that. I mean, we're open to ideas, and also like all these events where we bring so many people. could be things that businesses in the area could sponsor so they can get more visibility. Like the tree lighting, we had I think we had a little over 2,000 people there. There were about 3,000 that RSVP'd, but usually they all don't show up. So it was about 2,000 that showed up, and then we had like a big screen TV as our backdrop of the stage. Imagine as a sponsor, and you get your ads played, or you be a part of the tree lighting. So.
Yeah, and now with like everybody, we rely on our sponsors, to so that we can enhance these events and
Yeah.
make them better, and also promote their business, right? Because
Yes.
that's important. And I think you guys have done all that.
Yes.
And I
Try our
really have
best.
enjoyed. I brought in new people, and they can't wait. I have people calling me, hey, what are the opportunities? What do we have forward? What do we have to look forward to? 2023 with the mall. Can you do this? Can you do that? You know what? At the end of the day, some of their request has to go through you,
Yeah.
unless we're involved in something. But I'm really excited for 2023. Is there anything specific that you think people should know about ahead of time that you could share?
Yeah, of course. So I know that if you have any listeners that would be interested to see what they can align with to sponsor here at the shopping center so they can get more visibility. There's a lot of events that we do throughout the year. We probably average about one big event every year. So then like the first event for 2023 is Lunar New Year celebration, where we have a huge lion dragon dance right here in our JCPenney court. We did the same thing last year, but we're hoping as we grow these events, because every year they're a little bit different and a little bit bigger and better, that businesses would say, oh, hey, maybe for Lunar New Year, maybe I have a lot of Chinese type of customers or something, customers that appreciate like the Chinese tradition. Maybe I could be a part of that. Yes, you can. You can have a table. We just need to discuss like rates or sponsorship, because it depends on what you want to accomplish. Like the marketing department here at Plaza West Covina, we're very small business friendly, meaning like as long as it's a good compliment to have you at our events, we can think of creative ways to really activate your brand. Because I'm not a big fan of you're just gonna set up a table and you're just gonna have information.
Neither
We're
am
not gonna,
I, for some
we're not gonna
reason. Yeah.
we're not gonna do that. We're gonna help. We're gonna help think of ways for you to really activate your brand.
And so, do you help them with that as well?
I can. I
Okay.
can. Yeah. Even with our retailers here, we always give them ideas instead of just having table. Maybe have a spin the wheel. Maybe have a raffle. Maybe have a tossing game where you give out anything that get people excited and get them. How many people are really gonna walk by and talk to you if you just have paper on your
Yeah,
table?
interacting with, and I've always been really big on that. I always make sure, hey, interact with with your potential customers.
And make your table look good.
Yeah, like really just blow it up.
Yeah.
If you get the opportunity to do that, do it, because that's what separates you from the other, person that could be your competition, right?
Yeah.
And so.
So we have the Lunar New Year, and then like I said, we will average about one big event per month. There might be like 1 or 2 months during a year that we won't have any big events, but around Valentine's we don't really have a big event, but we probably would have some kind of like small concert like we did in the food court last year. And then of course March, April is your Easter. We have the Easter bunny set that's actually really available for businesses to sponsor. If you want to name the Bunnyville like your business name, we could think of ways how to do that. And then after that we go into the summer, which then the movie nights happen, and then we go into back to school. This is like the cycle of retail. Then we go into back to school, which we did a huge event. We shop for 100 kids, and thank you to Greater West Covina for bringing in more sponsors and more hands on deck. And then after back to school, we get into the fall. Let's see what happens in the fall. Oh, then we get into like Halloween. I'm like, what else do we do? We get into September, October. We start getting into the actually Hispanic Heritage Month for September, and October is Filipino American History Month. And these cultures are one of the strongest cultures in this area's demographic, and which is why we celebrate those.
I love the fact that you guys are diverse. I
Yeah.
love it because you see with every theme you see the diversity, right?
Yeah.
And so other people that are not of that culture get to learn a little bit about
Yes.
about their culture, which is very important to our kids.
Yeah,
you know?
and Vanessa and I have been very lucky to find really cool things to do during those times. Like we had the Ricardo Sotero that did the big ofrenda.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
pretty
then
cool.
and people get to turn in pictures of their loved ones that they've lost, and it was
Jared
shown
took
in
a
the picture.
picture.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. And then for Filipino American History Month, we still have the exhibit. It's augmented reality. If you download the app and you point your phone on the pictures, you can see how these Filipino foods are made. It's
Ah.
amazing. And then we get into Halloween. Then November is tree lighting, and then now it's holiday. So that's pretty much the cycle of our events. And in between those, back up. Cosmicon is September. Anyone interested?
And then you have the cherry blossom as well.
Yeah, the trail. Yeah, there's so many events. So
Yeah,
you just have to
they just
keep
have
up
a
at
ton.
plazawestcovina.com and be a part of our Plaza Insider subscription.
And they do great with advertising as well, so that always helps too to kind of keep up with what they're doing. But with everything that we do, we try to promote. We try to promote the Plaza West Covina and promote. Shop local.
Yes.
These businesses, they need us. They need us to shop here. You have everything here.
Yeah, and we
Everything.
did something special. Well, we did it last year too. But if you guys look at our Instagram and our YouTube channel, actually Plaza West Covina, we did a series of short videos for the small businesses during Small Business Saturday. You guys have to look. It's cute.
And that's really important, is promoting those small businesses, the moms and pops, because they're what makes our communities. And so, no, I really want to thank you for being here tonight. It means a lot. And you know what? December's not ending with the tree lighting, people, by the way.
When are you airing this, by the way?
Tuesday,
Oh.
right before our
I have something to show you.
holiday mixer on December 8th.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of fun with that event. I just posted a video on our social media, asking, people if they've been a member, if they're a retailer here, if they are, an influencer, and you just want to come and network with us. You could see Sweeney dance.
Wow,
know?
that's not. I don't think that's a going factor. But I don't know. I don't know if you want to cut this part. But one of the great things that Plaza West Covina, our team really wants to do is not only do we. She mentioned Dreamers and Doers brunch, and that is specifically for content creators and influencers. But we also want to keep doing these multi-chamber events. In partnership with Greater West Covina, because we want to give back, not just to the businesses in the mall, but in the surrounding community. Because during these events, what we hope to do is have some kind of workshop or have some kind of guest speaker to help small businesses, mid-sized businesses, or even big businesses to just, we get to share, some information. Like for this upcoming one, Vanessa and I are going to take maybe like 10 to 15 minutes to just talk about the social media landscape and how to prepare for that in 2023. So right now is the best time for you to prepare for 2023. If you're thinking about how can I be better at my content, Vanessa and I can share like our experience with improving Plaza West Covina's social media, because when I started it was less than 1,000 followers, and we're not paying for followers. We're not doing a lot of that. We're actually really going after organic followers. So we're making sure that our content is organic and it's interesting for people, so that the followers stay and they're not following just because we have a gimmick going on. So that's what's happening for the December 8th multi-chamber mixer, and it's a holiday mixer with a ugly sweater competition, and
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah,
be
we've
giving
been
away gift cards. So make sure you're there.
We've been talking about that. I think he's already preparing, but he's going to buy his. I'm like, just make it. But JR, he just has
I'm with
to,
JR. I'm buying mine. Supporting the businesses.
We at one of our breakfasts, a few years back, we did an ugly sweater contest. People got so creative. It was incredible.
Wow.
Incredible.
I want to see that. I don't know.
And then not just that, recently on the Spectrum News, I got to hear the very first gentleman who started the ugly sweater.
What?
The ugly sweater
Contest or just
trend.
trend?
Tradition. Yes.
Yeah.
They interviewed him. He's a lot older, but now his event, it started in an apartment in LA with he said maybe 20 people. And then the following year it just grew and grew. Now there's over 10,000 to 20,000 people. And now they have to
In
host
his apartment?
it in a big he no longer lives there. But they showed where they hosted it, before COVID, and the one that they're hosting this year. it's amazing. The story was amazing. I was so happy to hear about that. He's like, but he was very humble. He's like, I don't know if I'm the first person who started this trend, but after this, it was like it just took off.
Like everyone wants to do an ugly sweater.
Yeah, yeah,
And
but they're fun.
One thing I wanted to show you too, and anyone watching, listening, for this holiday, we're doing this gift with purchase right here. If you spend $150 or more at any Plaza West Covina retailer, you can get one of these blankets. We have it in green, in red, and then in blue. And we're probably going to raffle some off at the chamber mixer as well. So make sure you're there.
Awesome. Well, Sweeney, thank you so much. I mean, I know you're full of information, and this show can go on, forever. And I have a lot of fun because I think if you really, really want, your business to really take off in the next year, learn from experts. Ask the questions, and I think you're going to give people that opportunity with, at our mixer, and any ideas that we all can get and absorb and really implement into our businesses. It's very important. So we thank you for that, and I thank you for your energy, for your vibe, and for everything that you do in this community. I think this mall has survived, because of everything that you guys are doing, and
It's a team effort in the mall management office. There's like 7 of us. So yeah, it's a team up there.
Yeah, and it is a friendly mall. I mean, this is definitely a friendly mall, and I love it here. And any opportunity we get to promote, the plaza, we're gonna do so. And we want to thank you publicly, for including us in some of your, some of the events here at Plaza West Covina. So with that, we're gonna say goodnight. Thank you so much, and don't forget for the holidays, shop Plaza West Covina, and you're gonna get one of those really cute blankets. So, so we look forward to seeing you guys here at the Plaza West Covina and on December 8th. Don't forget RSVP.